My mom died when I was 15, and our family blew apart, and my dad and I both tried to do as best we could to put the pieces back together, but I just wasn't able to do it. I didn't really understand how much that affected me until years later, but I turned to drugs and alcohol to cope with it, which led me to being alienated to my family, and ended up being homeless and on the street living just to drink. I knew that Christianity was true, but I also knew that I couldn't do it. I had no idea what grace was. I chased after every other bright and shiny trinket that the world has to offer from that point. Tried to disprove the faith, which I felt that I did, reading just the one side of the argument. And I tried to be a rock star and tried to become famous and have money, and I thought that would solve my problem. But it was just emptier and emptier and emptier the farther along I went. And eventually it led me back into drugs, back into alcohol, which then cost me my band and every other worthwhile thing in life. And I ended up just living on the street, selling and doing drugs again, became involved with gangs and just in the drug trade, and thought I was going to die. Knew I was going to die on several occasions. Knew for a fact that I was not going to make it out of the room alive. And on one such occasion, I did make it out of the room alive, and I sat the next day watching the sun come up in shock and unbelief that I was still alive. And I walked out on the patio and I wrote a note to God. It was my version of a prayer. It was my version of Romans 10:13, where everyone who calls out on the name of the Lord will be saved. And I wrote, Lord, I am so surrounded by violence and hatred and death, and I don't know how I got here. And I just want to go home, Lord. Please don't forget about me. And then I wrote, I pray that you would give me the discernment of spirit to know what to do next. I had no idea what to do, and that was how I finished the prayer. But within 5 hours, I was in a safe place, and that was the beginning of the road to freedom.